Hello, this is Bill and Jess with 365 Preppers. Today we are going to do something a little outside of prepping. This is more of a homestead, kind of help you out along everything, on the lines of taking care of your laundry. Here we're going to do a setup and a mixing of some ingredients to make gallons of laundry detergent, which when all said and done, for approximately 18 gallons, it's less than $10 to be made. You are going to need the 20 Mule Team Borax is one of your ingredients, which will end up being a half cup of that. You will also need the baking soda, Arm & Hammer super washing soda. You will also need a half a cup of that as well. You would then need the, let's see if I can pronounce this right, the Purex Fells Naphtha. We'll go with that. A bar of that you will cut into thirds. Each third makes you 3 gallons of soap. So with the ingredients we're doing, the 2 half cups and the third of a bar is going to be a 3-gallon setup. You take one of your thirds of the bar. You can grate it. I just chopped it up with a knife. It's fairly easy. It's kind of like cutting warm wax. It dices up fairly easy. You're then going to take 3 cups of water, get it warm. You're then you don't want this boiling with the stuff in here because it will foam over and suds up, and then you have a mess.
So
you want to get it just enough to where it's warm, almost a simmer, not even quite a simmer. You're going to take your ingredients. You're going to put your shredded ingredients in there.
Or Phil's Naphtha.
Phil's Naphtha. It's a lovely name.
By the way, if you happen to know how to pronounce that properly, feel free to leave it in the comments below.
This process is going to take a few minutes. You're going to want all this to dissolve.
Make sure you tell your children it's not cheese, by the way.
And some of the other tools that you're going to need for this while we're waiting for that. We recommend a little electric drill, nothing fancy. You don't need nothing expensive or anything. And then your Harbor Freight deal paint mixer will do you just fine. To in turn, when you're done and you mix all these into your bucket, which you will need a 5-gallon bucket, preferably a clean 5-gallon bucket, and we got a brand new one that we will continuously use for this purpose. Also too, once you have this made, we prefer that you put it into gallon jugs or into smaller containers. Leave a little room at the top. Before you use it each time to do your laundry, shake it well to get everything from the bottom, because it does settle into the bottom, but it should do the trick, if not better than what you are paying for at the stores, roughly anywhere from $5 to $16 a gallon for your name brand soaps. And all this stuff can be found right at the end of the aisle where you pick up your normal soaps that you use for laundry. Everything is it's literally on the same shelf. They were all sitting next to each other. I grabbed a box, grabbed the box, and grabbed the bar. If you want to make it in large bulks, that's fine, but just remember, don't make it much more than the 3-gallon bucket, because you don't want to have to be shaking a 3-gallon, 5-gallon, or a 50-gallon drum around to get everything off the bottom. So we recommend putting it in smaller containers. We're going to use some old water jugs or juice jugs, or you can even use, if you happen to have any of the old soap jugs that you were using before you started making this. Definitely recommended. Our mother has a few that we will be filling up for her as well, and that way she can just use what she has already.
After you learn how to do this, that should be the only reason you ever buy soap again, is to buy the containers.
And at that point, just really, you shouldn't even need to do that. Go and buy a 78-cent jug of water from the store, and when the water's gone, just use it for your soap, or just save the juice jugs that you have, or even, use the water out of there to, I guess, have cleaner. You may have hard waters. Some of the posts I've seen that some of the hard water around locations, the water does not allow this all to dissolve as easy, so it takes a little longer, which could be the case in your area. So maybe the distilled water from the store would help you out a little better.
Making your own soap is a really good way to regulate the kind of scents and the different kind of chemicals in your soap as well. I know a lot of people have, sensitive skin and have a lot of different kind of soaps that they can't use because of the stuff they put inside of it. All the stuff we're using here is naturally hypoallergenic. This is the base substance of every single soap you can purchase from the store. So if you have allergies, the stuff that you purchase to make this is completely unscented, other than the fact that the naphtha has a slight detergent smell to it, but nothing scented. It's not a very strong odor at that.
Okay, so what we have here, we have melted down our third of our bar in the water here. We have 3 cups of water. We've added in the borax. I've stirred that up. We kind of gave it the process. It took about, I'd say, 20 minutes or so to get the third of the bar melted completely down. You got to find the right temperature that you want to work with. You don't want it to boil over, but you also don't want to stand here for hours waiting for it. It only takes a few minutes for the other ingredients to dissolve in here. Again, this is your half cup of each ingredient and your third of a bar and 3 cups of just about simmered water, just enough so it's not boiling over and sudsing up and over the top of this. Along with that, we have a 5-gallon bucket that I have already put in a couple gallons of the water in here. Total, you will need 3 gallons in here. These jugs also are probably what I'm going to be using. I get these quite often. My kids drink a lot of the juice. Good to have on the side for water storage, or in this case we're going to be using for our soap. Let's make sure we got everything all dissolved here. Getting pretty close. Now again, remember, once you mix this and you put it into your containers, to separate these into 3-4 containers, and before you use it each time you do your laundry, to shake well before you use it to get all the settled ingredients off the bottom. We are going to pour this in here. We are going to mix it up quite well. The whole process is about a half hour long from everything that we've done. We've kind of made it a little longer to show you guys how to do this. You mix it all in here. You will mix it up as thoroughly as you can with your mixer, and then this will sit for 24-hour period to kind of solidify. You will then open it back up, mix it again really good, and then pour it into your individual containers. Looks like we've got most of this dissolved in there. Okay. What we'll do now, we're going to take this, dump this in here. And then Mix away. You can see it's starting to mix pretty well. A few suds in there. Everything should be pretty well dissolved. Just like some laundry detergent. And again, after you're done mixing this, make sure it's thoroughly mixed. You will then let it sit for 24 hours. You'll then open it back up. Get your mixer out again, mix it up again really good. Everything will be settling at that point. Mix it up really good. It'll kind of let it solidify together, and then pour all the 3 gallons that you have into your containers. Store away. Remember to shake well before using every time. Again, the 3 ingredients. You have your Fel's Naphtha. Purex makes this. You have your 20 Mule Team Borax, and then you have your Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. Again, all natural ingredients. This much that I have purchased at the store. Altogether I spent less than $9. You can get an extra bar, and total cost would be just less than $10, which then that would make 18 gallons of soap for less than $10. You're only using a half cup of each one of these ingredients and a third of the bar that you've purchased. Mix into 3 cups of water, heat, let it all dissolve. Once it's dissolved, add into your 5-gallon bucket that has 3 gallons of water in it. Mix, let set for 24 hours, and open it back up. Mix it again thoroughly, and then pour into your plastic containers and store and shake well before using. So this is Bill and Jess from 365preppers.com. Again, this is just kind of a laundry, not so much a survival thing, but this helps you with some homesteading. Leave your comments and questions at the bottom. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on our website. That's 365preppers.com. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.